What's up, guys? How's it going? I'm doing pretty well. Thanks for asking. Anyway, as you can see, I'm playing some Battlefield 3 here, and you're probably wondering, why are you playing Battlefield 3 and not Battlefield 4? I mean, the beta's out. What's wrong with you? Are you crazy? No, I'm not crazy. I don't think. But, the reason that I am playing Battlefield 3 right now is because Battlefield 4 frame rate is wonkers. Is that even a word? Wonkers? It's crazy. I can't even play the game. Well, I can play the game, but I really can't record it. Simply because I just can't play. The frame rate gets so bad I can't really play it at all, or record it at all. Sorry. And it's not my computer. Don't tell me to update my drivers or anything. It's a known problem. Apparently, the frame rate's just really bad for a lot of people, even people with computers better than mine. So I guess I'm lucky enough that my computer works at all. So yeah, I actually do pull out a pretty impressive gameplay for you guys here. The quality's not the best. I forgot to change the quality. I was trying to maybe at least try to get a low quality recording of Battlefield 4, but I couldn't, so I forgot to change the options back. But nevertheless, it's a good gameplay. I think I go 45 and 10 or something like that. So, and I still can't pull my team to victory. We have one of those teams, you know, the ones that can't do anything. I start out with the spaz here, and then realize that there's no reason to use shotguns on these people, and pull out the rest of the game with the F2000. So yeah, I'll just use this video to kind of post my first impressions of Battlefield 4 from what I've seen in the beta. It's actually it's fantastic, I think. First thing I noticed, less suppression, which I haven't made any videos of Battlefield 3, but if I did, I'm sure I would have made a video complaining about suppression. If you guys know who Pwnstar for Hire is, he and I share the exact same view on suppression. It kind of just, if you don't know what suppression is, if you don't play this game, which I highly recommend you should, but if you don't play this game, suppression is pretty much when you're getting shot at, it'll make your vision go blurry, which is fine. I think that's realistic, you know. I mean, obviously when you're getting shot at, you're gonna flinch a little bit in real life, but it also makes your accuracy just go to crap, which that I am not fine with, because suppression only activates if you're not actually hitting the person, so the person who misses more ends up winning, which makes no sense. And it also pretty much brings it down to a game of luck. It's pretty much just like, oh, whoever, you know, happens to suppress the other person first wins, or once you are suppressed, it's kind of just, you hit, you know, your bullets just go all over the place, and you never know if you're actually hitting the person or not, even if you are aimed right on them. And that guy is terrible, man. This guy right here, I think he killed me like 5 or 6 of my 10 deaths this game. Man, I don't like him. But, yeah, so suppression, that system, what I just described to you, is much less effective, unless you're using LMGs, which is kind of what the purpose of LMGs are. And kind of connected to that, the LMG is actually pretty good. As you can see here, pulling out the F2000. Yeah, freaking like that gun. And there's that guy again, killing me with that KH-2002. He constantly would get me into situations where I had no chance because he has that gun. But yeah, the LMG is actually really good in Battlefield 4. It's not as good as the assault rifle, which I'll get to later, but it is surprisingly good. It actually has a bit of accuracy, probably better accuracy than the assault rifle, actually, so it's kind of nice to see LMGs actually have a purpose again. Pretty much all the guns are really balanced. I can be pretty happy about that. You know, in case you haven't played this one, the game has pretty much been reduced down to the Fantastic 3, the AEK, the M416, and the M16, and most guns can't really compete with them, which really makes the game, I mean, there's more weapon variety in the Battlefield 4 beta so far because, you know, you're actually, you know, have a reason to use a gun other than the AEK or M16 or M416, whatever. So, yeah. Also with the support kit, the new addition for that is the XM25 airburst launcher. I still haven't actually figured out how to use the airburst function of it. If you have, leave a comment. Let me know how it's actually used correctly. I'll try to make a video explaining it. But from seeing like alpha footage and stuff, I was really concerned that they were gonna make it like the new USAS frag and just make it super overpowered. So I'm glad to see that's not the case. It's good for, you know, if there's a whole room of people, as you'd expect. I would like to know how that guy didn't die and how he hit me. Oh yes, he had an AEK. Yeah. But I mean, it's good for like rooms of people. You usually have to hit people twice with it. So if there's like it's really good for hallways and stuff. Like if you just see people like in a doorway and just shoot through, you can usually get 2 or 3 people at a time. So it's good, but it's not nearly as good as I was dreading that it was going to be. So I think they did a really good job balancing it. So there really isn't anything that I think needs patched right out of the get-go, just other than the frame rate, obviously. The graphics are really pretty. The frame rate, not so much. As I said, frame rate's just goes crazy. I have it capped at 30 right now, and it still stutters sometimes. It goes down to like 19. It's bad. But yeah. I mean, it's a beta, so obviously I have faith that DICE is gonna you know, fix it. Hopefully. Let's move on to the engineer class here. The engineer gun that they have provided there is just a true blue engineer gun. It's really good at close range, has pretty high recoil, and is kind of bad at long range. There's that guy again. But the more important thing, the RPG. In this game, when the RPG first came out, it was really annoying because, you know, it was really good on infantry. Whereas now they nerfed it. It probably does more damage to tanks than infantry, but it only hits like 12s or 15s on tanks, unless you hit them in the back. From what I noticed in the beta, my RPGs were hitting like 23s. Like, it shows you how much damage you hit, you know, per hit. I was noticing that RPGs were hitting like 22s, 23s to the front. So, I just noticed a trend that they made all the vehicles more offensively inclined. Like the helicopters, their missiles do a lot more than they do in this game, but they're a lot easier to take down. Like the tank does a lot more damage, but it's a lot harder to aim the cannon properly. It'll kind of end up hitting the ground a lot if you're on a slope and stuff. It's really hard to use. So you actually want to use the LMG. And on a side note, another new feature I'm really glad they added, you actually have to wait for your ammo to come back. Man, there's my voice. You have to wait for your ammo to come back when you're in a tank or in a helicopter. So like there'll be like a bar and it'll slowly be adding more ammo into your reserve ammo. So you can't just sit there and spam. I've lost several tank fights because I'm used to just, you know, unlimited ammo, just keep spamming all the time. So I'm glad that was a nice touch. So, like I said, you will actually want to be using the coaxial LMG with that, which is pretty surprising. It's kind of useless in Battlefield 3, but Battlefield 4, it really seems useful. The LAV, I noticed the LAV was, it was good against other vehicles, but when I tried using it on other people, I don't know, it took me 2 to 3 like direct impact kills to get rid of them. Man, so many people here. I mean, I cannot wait for Rush. That's my main thing I'm looking forward to in the next game. Man, freaking rush. So yeah, I guess I'll discuss recon too. They do get this cool binocular thing. I don't know what it's actually called. These guys are bad. Anyway, binocular things. They you can use them to lock onto vehicles, and you can laser designate with the RPG now, which I think is I don't know. I'm kind of mixed about that. Like I said, it keeps making helicopters super easy to take down. I mean, I've gotten quite a few kills just from people locking onto them, me shooting them with an RPG. What else about the recon class? The sniper, I know the default sniper for it is really good. It seems more like Bad Company 2. It has a lot less bullet drop, but it's also a lot harder to, like, it doesn't correct for error nearly as much. Like, you have to be spot on. This strategy right here, what I'm doing, shooting the M320 at the roofs, people don't do that enough. It's actually really, really, really good. Really good strategy to use. I get quite a few kills this game just from doing that. So, yeah. I keep getting off topic, sorry guys. But yeah, the snipers, they, from what I've seen, have not much bullet drop. I think they're a one-hit kill to the chest from really close range, because, I mean, I've no-scoped a couple people just out of panic and gotten kills, so. Yeah. Let's see here, what else was I going for? Yes, earlier on I said, you know, the guns seem pretty balanced. The AK-12, on the other hand, which is the assault gun, the only one available right now, is, I wouldn't say overpowered, but it's borderline overpowered. I guess we've kind of been pampered with this terrible terrible gun imbalance with the M16. So, I mean, you can compete with it with other guns. So, I mean, I have no reason to complain about it, but it's still a tad overpowered. And if all the other assault rifles follow suit, we could very well just have another Battlefield 3 experience with it. So, I'm hoping that none of the other assault rifles get any more powerful than that one. So, one of the big things that they were talking about was the skyscraper falling. It's really freaking cool. It's awesome, but they do have a couple of things that I think they should fix. The hitbox for it is like insanely messed up. Like, if it starts to fall, if you're like within like 10 feet around the outside or anywhere on the inside of it, like even before it actually collapses, like if you're near it when it starts to fall, you're gonna die for no reason. So I'm hoping that they will fix the hitbox for that. So, you know, I mean, obviously it's still beta, so they could definitely fix these things. They're not big issues. Domination, they have that on there. They have Domination and Conquest right now. Domination pretty much being team deathmatch with a couple objectives in there. It's like Call of Duty, really. The spawns following in suit with Call of Duty are very bad, just like they are in this game. I was hoping they could maybe fix them, but the spawns are still really bad. They're not, you know, like Battlefield 3 as soon as it came out bad, but they're still pretty bad. And I didn't find playing Domination very satisfying or fun, so I would recommend to stick with Conquest unless you are, you know, switching over from Call of Duty or something and you want to try it out. If you want to try out Battlefield as it is when you're a Call of Duty player, I would recommend playing Domination. It's just a better Call of Duty, pretty much. So yeah. So there's an example of shooting the roof and killing people. Nice. Another thing, one of the other reasons that I haven't put anything up is I can't use my normal recording software, which is FF Split, and MSI Afterburner, which I use to record this, because it's apparently those don't they aren't compatible with freaking 64-bit executables, however you say it. So the 64-bit version of the game, it can't it can't record unless I'm in windowed mode, which again it doesn't really matter because of the frame rate anyways. So I will keep trying to, you know, try and figure out a way to get you guys some Battlefield 4 gameplay. I'll try as hard as I can. So I'm on it. But I mean, I had a couple gameplays that I thought were recorded. This is when I found out that it wasn't working. You know, I was like, the game's running pretty smooth for it recording. I got like a 20 and 5 gameplay or something like that. It was a half decent one. But I mean, the recording just doesn't work here. It's kind of lame, but you know, what can you do? I'm sure it'll improve over time. I know that NVIDIA released some beta drivers that were supposed to help. I downloaded them. I didn't notice any difference at all, so maybe it only works for the higher end graphics cards. I have a 560 Ti, so I mean, that's not super high end or anything, but it should be fine for at least running it on low, you know, with no frame rate problems. But yeah, that's pretty much my summary of the Battlefield 4 beta. I did play the Xbox 360 version a couple times, or for a little bit, at my friend's house, and it doesn't. It looks pretty bad on Xbox. Nothing against Xbox; it was still fun, obviously, but like the ground textures, like the ground was just like barren. There was tons of texture pop in. You can definitely see it's pushing the console to its limit. You can see Rebellion there getting revenge on me there. But I mean, it looks pretty bad on Xbox, and the main problem that people seem to have with it is they change the controls around like crazy on Xbox. So I mean, I played on Xbox longer than PC so far, so like I couldn't get used to the controls either. I probably died 5 times just hitting select trying to mark people, and it pulled up a battle log thing. So I don't know. So I mean, that's all I got for the beta itself. I definitely don't want to cut off the gameplay. It gets pretty crazy near the end here, so I'll probably just kind of leave my mic on here and I'll narrate whatever's going on like the typical person. If anybody here has successfully been recording Battlefield 4 with decent frame rate, let me know in the comments what your secret is, I guess, because I would love to be posting some, but when I'm getting this bad a frame rate, it won't be enjoyable for me, and it probably won't be too enjoyable for you either, so it's a lose-lose either way. And either way, the beta's only going on for, what, 2 weeks or something like that, so for a week or two before Battlefield 4 comes out, people will be going back to Battlefield 3 until it comes out, so it's not that big of a deal. We're kind of just missing out on a couple, on some quick views, I guess, because people are trying to figure out what the beta is. Yeah, as far as talk about the beta, that's about it. I would highly recommend you play it if you have a beefy enough computer, or if you've pre-ordered it on the next-gen consoles or whatever. So it's a lot of fun. It definitely feels like a new experience. It's not just a copy-paste fest or anything. So I think I'll just leave off here. Let you finish watching the rest of the gameplay. If you've enjoyed it so far, you definitely want to stick around. This next part gets pretty insane after this hit detection fail right there. But yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you hopefully soon with some Battlefield 4 gameplay if I can get it recorded. If not, I'll see you with some more Battlefield 3. And if you have any suggestions for just, you know, regular Let's Play type things, just let me know. I will be trying to get the aggressive enemies mod for Dark Souls working pretty soon and do a Let's Play like that. I'm not going to be doing any other sort of like challenge alongside it. I will just do a regular challenge run with that. probably just do my typical HP noob build with it or whatever. So yeah, story of Battlefield right there. Request an ammo and they just run away from you. I am sad. Okay. I've rambled long enough, so hope you enjoyed, and I will see you later.